Oh, he stopped the music. Baruch Hashem. Okay, where do we leave off? The bottom, right? The bottom of I'm reviewing them around, right? We freezing? Oh no, we're good. Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so right, that's what we got to. I'm reviewing around. New sugya. I mean, I'm mamshin new sugya, but oh, now the music started up again. Okay. I'm reviewing around. 3, 6, 7 lines up on the bottom. Yeah. So if Ovid Kachavim, that the Avodah that they do is with a makel, right? Rashi says they shake it, lahavdil, like a nest, not a lulav, like you shake it in front of an Avodah Zarah. I mean that's what they do. So shavar makel b'fnei chayev. So if you break the stick in front of its chayev, zarak makel b'fnei potter. If you throw a makel in front of it, then it's potter. Yeah. Why? If you break it in front of the Haverley Canes, that's much cheaper. We said yesterday, and it's that's gonna be the part of the Amud Aleph today. But we said that there's the shita that says that only private of Zarah is usher if it's similar to a carbon, right? So a carbon they shech the neck. So cutting something with the neck would also be like shchit. I mean that.
Now we froze, right?
I'm frozen now.
You froze for a second.
Would you say guillotine is also because when you shack the bird, it's malik on the back of the neck, so maybe a guillotine is also called shechita.
Yeah. Well, that's anything that's cutting. It'd be like shechita. Can I be heard now? Can I be heard now?
Yes.
Yeah, we're good. Okay. Somebody say something just to make sure I'm on, that I can be heard.
You can be heard. It's not the greatest phone connection, but you can be heard.
I know. The phone connection is also bad.
It's not. It's like I don't know. Someone else give a comment on it.
It's a little faded, but it's fine. It's fine.
Naftali, you want a review of the phone calls? Is that the new thing?
Yeah.
Aaron, do you hear him clearly? That's all I'm trying to help. That's it.
I hear
Never
you
hear him
perfectly,
clearly
and
because my
6,000
hearing
miles
is
away.
because I'm way older than
Somebody stop talking, then maybe we can hear him, but everybody's just talking. Of course you can't hear him.
Rachamim, we're closer, not a raya.
We could hear parrots.
That I heard him loud and clear. Anyways, so we said yesterday that we had a machlokes whether you could ever be mevatel to krevis of Avodah. The way to remember is very simple with the sheitel here issue, Right? The reason why, even though they cut their hair to the they cut their hair to the Avodah Zarah, and obviously they're mavatal once they sell it for sheitel hair. But the question is there such a thing as bittul onto kroivus avodas kachamim or not? Right?
What is this?
So-
Mamish, what are these Gemaras trying to do? Make Eden who worship Avodah Zarah Potter, make Goyim who worship Zarah. What are they Gemara trying to do? Who the hell cares about this? What are they trying to
What
do?
do you mean? Well, I understand. If you have a sheitel, you want to know whether you're allowed to. The sheitel was taken and they worshipped Avodah Zarah with the sheitel.
Okay.
Right? Can you use the sheitel here or not? I mean,
okay, that's an answer. Okay, thank you.
that would be. You're right. That would be one practical. Before the sheitel issue, you asked me what did they do? What was practical application before the sheitel issue? I don't know. You're yesterday throwing baseballs, throwing a brand new baseball versus a used baseball, maybe.
Okay,
No, going into AA
we're
meetings,
just trying
that
to
wouldn't be.
know what
Going. Well, today actually the next Mishnah today. I don't know if we'll get to it today or tomorrow, but it also could be Negeya. Okay, anyway, so we're saying that it's a machlokes whether to kroivus avodas kachavim could be mevatel, we can be mevatel or not. But ke'ein pnim evadai says, yeah. so meaning ke'ein, if it's ke'ein pnim, meaning if it's something that's the way they're oived it inside the Beis Hamikdash, so then that would be way worse. So we're saying here, so we're talking about the avodah is to wave a stick in front of the avodah zarah. That's the avodah. So now the Gemara is saying if some of the right, so we said that if you break the stick in front of it, so you chayav, because breaking is like a shkita. If you throw it in front of it, it's potter. So Gemara asks, breaking is like shkita, right? So throwing is like sprinkling the blood. You need a zrika that breaks it, and you don't have it. Right? Meaning what happened with when you sprinkle blood, so it breaks up. It doesn't fall in one. It goes as drops. The mamela, when you're throwing a tree on it, also drops. It's not drops. Not a tree. I say tree, a branch. It's not. You don't have that. It's not similar enough. Which gets into this whole thing. So how similar does it have to be? Because you could say, well, shchita is on a body. Breaking a branch, that's not shchita. I mean, how far along do you go? How far along do you go with how similar it has to be to the Beis Hamikdash? Right? Throwing is throwing. I would say throwing is throwing. The Gemara is clearly not learning like that. I mean, I could probably hear sprinkling blood, which is a raya why it's wrong. I could hear sprinkling blood is more similar to throwing a rock than shchita is to a stick. But that's just me, which shows Baruch Hashem that's not right pshat in the Gemara. Right?
When
Right?
So Yaakov, you're the one who says it in the Shemoneh Esrei. Achas, that's one thing.
It's true. Yeah.
when
What
they
do you
did
think,
Zrika, wasn't it really like smearing? Didn't they like smear it around? That's why they could do two sides.
That's
They
something
did
else.
that, yeah.
Yeah, they threw it in the corner. They spritzed it in
Yeah,
the
but
corner. So
They smear it or they threw it. Is what Hannah was
they
saying.
spritzed it and got two sides.
No,
Spritzing. What's the difference?
right, but there was one where they... Did we have yet that we about smearing? About the Avodah Zarah? We didn't have that yet.
No.
That's coming up right now. It's coming up right now, Ravenna. Okay, very good. Yeah. I think it's coming up now. Yeah, it's coming up right now. Okay, so Esrei, they asked the Kasha, Safas L'Tzaya. You know that you've had too much Avodah Zarah in your head if you have no idea what's coming or going that we learned, we didn't learn, we're about to learn, so many different variables. So Safas L'Tzaya. Safas means that if you, Rashi says it's a machlokes. Rashi tries to understand the taich of Safas. Rashi says you fed it Tzaya. You feed the Avodah Zarah Tzaya. Right? Taisus doesn't like that. Taisus says it means that you dip it in. Okay, either way, you're putting some sort of tzayah to Avodah Zarah, or you pour in front of it an avet shomei raglayim, a urine from a
The
from
chamber,
what do you call
chamber
it?
pot.
Chamber pot. From the chamber pot. On to Amud Aleph. Now chayev, you're chayev, right? So now there you either you're feeding it or you're putting something to do with body waste or animal waste. So you're chayev. So Bishlam Avach, we understand the urine ikas rika mishtaberes. You have a zrika that's mishtaberes because it's liquid the same way blood is liquid. Elatzaya, my zrika mishtaberes ika batzaya. What kind of zrika mishtaberes is that? Right. So the Gemara says batzaya lecha. It's talking about, I guess that's diarrhea. Would that be a safe way to type that?
Yeah.
It's talking about diarrhea, and that would be similar to it. Okay. So, meaning, but the Gemara is going to the case to the extent that if you're throwing something at it, that's not meaning, and it's solid, that's not going to be considered the equivalent of sprinkling blood. Right? Yeah, so I thought there was something about smearing it here. I thought there was a pshat here that somebody said that it means smearing, like Reb Henoch was saying. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, weiter. Limit Tanoi says a machlokas Tanoim. I'm just in the middle of a shir, so it's quick.
Yeah, it's quick.
You got sunburned. Yeah, that was pretty nasty. With a dab it on with a sheena, like the back of a spoon or something. Push a leg. Oh, this guy's got nasty sunburns on their shoulders. Sheesh. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So let me say it's a machlekes if you chef the what do you call it grasshopper. If you do grasshopper, right? The chagav or any type of thing like that. So that doesn't need shchita. See, that's the kunz here. We're talking about things that require things that's what you do in the Beis HaMikdash. So now you shefted a grasshopper. Now grasshoppers don't require shchita. You could just eat them, right? So Rabbi Yehuda Mechayev, Rabbi Yehuda says if you shefted a grasshopper to Avodah Zarah, then you're chayev. Chachamim paitim, Chachamim say patim. My love alchemy. What's pshat the machlokes? The master of Ramin Kein Zvicha. One says we do it. We say it's like shchita, right? You shecht an animal, you shecht a grasshopper, right? Umar Sovar, lo Ramin Kein Zvicha ela Kein Pnim. You need to be. It can't be Kein Zvicha like shchita. It has to mamash be Kein Pnim. And since a grasshopper doesn't get shechted, so therefore it doesn't work. Right? Meaning, so that's what we think is the machlokes. So we say, Lord, the kuli am and kain zvicha. Everybody holds. We don't say that it should just be kain zvicha. Ella kain pnim beina. It needs to be kain pnim. The shani chagav and chagav is different. Since his neck is similar to the neck of a behema, right? Meaning, really, it would not be considered kain pnim, right? But since I don't know, the grasshopper's neck looks similar to the neck of a behema. I don't know. I guess
it has a neck. It has a neck.
He's got his party.
So you're saying like if you if you shecht a sumo wrestler to an Avodah Zarah that doesn't have a neck and you can't find it, so then you're not chayev.
That's what the Gemara is saying. If it's something that doesn't have a neck, this is a neck. It's similar to a cow. It has a neck.
Walter No Neck Williams.
That's what it is.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Nobody would consider a grasshopper's neck and a cow's neck to say similar.
You could probably go on Google, David, and see the largest grasshopper ever caught, and you'll see how big it is.
Okay, so but I mean the mandomer that holds that a grasshopper doesn't work, then a stick for sure doesn't work, right? Unless you say a stick looks like a neck. Are you going to say a stick looks like a neck?
We said a stick was for Zrika.
I hear. I don't know. Okay, weiter. Omar Rachman, Omar Rav, Omar Rav. Aber es kommt schon auf den Leute bemakel, and aber this is der over bemakel, shaver makel von chayiv. If you break the makel in front of it, it's chayiv. Then it's seres and it is aser. Zorak makel von chayiv. If you threw the makel in front of it, it's chayiv. Ain't an seres, and it does not become aser. Right? Shaver is like similar to zvicha. Zorak nami havi loikein zrika. Throwing is also like zrika, like we said, right? Same Gemara. You need a zrika that breaks it, and you don't have that. Meaning it's just throwing it doesn't break anything. So now, how are you answering this? The rocks. If you're saying that it has to be a zrika, what do you call it? What was the lashon again? Zrika mishtaberes, that it breaks up into pieces. So a rock is not a zrika mishtaberes. I had the same kasha with Sha'alti the Rabbi Baravua, and I asked it to Rabbi Baravua, L'chia Barav, L'chia Barav L'Rav, V'amarlei Nasa K'megadol it's a different issue. You're being Megadol of a Zarah. Meaning, when we're answering the rocks that are going onto the Markulis, we're not answering it because that rock is a carbon to the Markulis. We're doing it because now you just took a stone and now you made the Markulis even bigger. Right? The Gemara says, that works according to the Mandover that says Avodah Zarah is awesome miyad. But according to the Mandover that says until you oived it, meaning the Avodah Zarah is not awesome until it's you actually be oived it. It should be motadole polsa. You didn't bow down to it. Meaning, so what are we saying now? That the reason why rocks that are thrown on the pile of stones is because you're adding to the Avodah Zarah. But we know, at least according to one shita, it's not, you can make an Avodah Zarah, it's not awesome until you oived it. So Malay, kol achas v'achas, not meaning, and here you weren't oived it, all you did was throw it onto the pile. Right? So Malay, kol achas v'achas, nasis avos kafam v'takoros lo sarata. Each and every one becomes, it gets very, very technical, it's a very fine difference between what the Gemara is saying now and what the Gemara is about to say in a minute. Okay, the Gemara, it took me a while to think that I understand it. So I hope I could explain it. I'm like, kol achas v'achas, each and every rock, nasis avodas kechavim, becomes an avodah zarah, v'tekroivis lechaverta, and it becomes a carbon to its friend. Right? Meaning, when I throw a rock onto this pile of rocks, that's an avodah zarah. Right? So when I do that, it becomes an avodah zarah, and it also becomes a carbon to the previous rock that was just thrown. So therefore, it's aser al that. It's aser al both. So mamela, even if you were never oived it, so it's also because it's a carbon, right? So then the obvious question is, the last rock that was thrown should be mutter. Why? Because it was never worshipped. Meaning, we're saying when let's say I take 3 rocks, not me, but let's say somebody takes 3 rocks and throws it on top of a pile of avodah zarah, right? So the first rock is a carbon to the previous rock, and now that rock becomes an avodah zarah. Am I saying it right? Or am I saying the next sheet too? First, it becomes an avodah zarah, and then it becomes a tekroivis. Right? So okay, yes. And then the basraisa miyat tishri, the last one. What's the show? Show me what it is. The last one should be mutter because it just became part of the. So good. I mean, unless you have 2. Sorry, you have another pair of scissors? Okay, so you better use another pair of scissors. Yeah. Sorry. So the last one should be mutter. So Amar Lei, this was Zil Shakris, and Chanami. If you know which one was the last rock thrown onto this pile, so then go take it. But you're not going to know which one is the last one. So therefore, what are we asking it out? Suffix of a Zarah. Right? So it's a suffix deraisa, so then it would be matzah. Right? Okay, Ravashi Omar. Now Ravashi says it opposite. He says this is where it's Ravashi Omar. Kol achas va'achas nasis tekroives la'atzma utekroives lachaverta. So I hope I didn't explain the first sheet like this sheet. This sheet is saying that each rock becomes a carbon to itself and also a carbon to the previous, meaning the previous one was saying that the rock does two things. One, it becomes a carbon to the previous rock, right? And it itself becomes an Avodah Zarah. This sheet of Ravashi is saying it's a carbon to itself and to the previous rock. So therefore, it's the krivis right off the bat, right? Yeah, so that's why then even the last one is going to be a problem. Fine. None. Can I ask the kasha? If you find on top, on the head of the Avodah Zarah, you find the clothing, or money, or kalim. Harei elu mutarim, they're all mutar. Parchilei anavim. If you find vines with clusters of grapes, va'itrei shel shibalim, and wreaths of shibalim, like a grain. V'yeina shemana v'slasas, wine. Oil, yenos is wine, shemen is oil, plus is fine flour. And anything that they bring onto the mizbeach, right? That would be frankincense and anything else like that. Also, it's also, right? So bishlam yenom shemana v'slasas, so that's good. Or the yenom shel v'slasas ika came from him. That's mamash like inside the mizbeach. Right, those are the things that they makar on the mizbeach. The ika kain zrika mishtaberes. It also has zrika mishtaberes, right? Because they get broken up once you throw it on the thing. Ela parchia no v'itzer shel shibaylim, but vines of grapes and clusters of these things like kain pnimig. There's nothing to kain pnim. What do you do with grapes? Grapes and grain don't get brought inside the Beis Hamikdash. The Loikain Zrika Mishtaberes, and it's also not Zrika Mishtaberes. So why are we answering that? Meaning we're saying in front of the Avodah Zarah, if you find any of these types of things in the Beis Hamikdash, it's going to be awesome. But they don't have clusters of grapes in the Beis Hamikdash, and they don't have stalks either. So it's a new thing. When you harvested these things, you had in mind that you're harvesting them. What do you say?
I'm saying they do. Don't they give Bikurim to bring it to Beis Hamikdash to the Kahanim? But it's not to the Runish level. Is that called Kain Panim? Is Bikurim Kain Panim? I guess not. But
I don't know. Are Bikurim considered Kain Panim? You're right. They can't not. Right? Right. That's what you have to say.
Yeah.
It has to be mamish karbonos. But anyways, here he's taking it out karbonos, right? It's put down right in front of the mizbeach, though, right? Bikurim is put down right in front of the mizbeach. Okay, I don't know. I hear. Okay, Omer Omer So what?
We had a machlekes about Bikurim, whether it's Rabbi Yossi Glili holds Mishulchan Kedai Kasi, and the Rabbanan hold Mishulchan Didei. If it's Mishulchan Didei, it's just part of the process that it has to go in front of the mizbeach. It still belongs to the owner, and it goes straight to the kohen. Maybe according to Rabbi Yossi Glili, have a kasha.
Okay, so he's Orthodox.
Honestly, what are you saying, Gershon?
We don't pass him like Rabbi Yossi Aglili, but this would be maybe a kasha according to Rabbi Yossi Aglili. He holds that Bikurim is Vishulchan Gavai Kasi. All the Chaftal Matnas Kuna is Vishulchan
That's
Gavai
what you're
Kasi.
saying.
But if it's
Oh,
not,
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. You
process.
want to say that would be the raya to it?
No, that would be a kasha to him.
I hear.
Maybe. But according to Rabbanan, we don't hold Bishulchan Gavai Kasi. It just happens to
Right,
be a part of
right,
the process.
right.
And they just said it. That's no problem is bad. There's nothing to do with the carbon.
Right, I hear you. I don't know, Taka. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna go over here. I mean, I was there paying the pilots and boom lovers. This tomorrow we had already. I don't remember how long we had it a while ago. But how do you know that since we're saying that everything has to do with carbonas, so what happens if you're makriv a carbon with a mum to avoid Zarah? Right? So Minam is a famous pilots mum lovers comes to who potter that it's potter. Shenemar because it says Zavech lelohim yachram bilti lashem levade. If you Zavech to lelohim, right? Yacharam, then it's going to be it's going to Cherim. Only to Hashem are you allowed to. Lo yasser Torah ela ke'ein pnim. The Torah only answered avodah zarah like ke'ein pnim. So Habiba Rava. So Rava was looking into this. But what does he mean? What do you mean? What kind of? I mean, we're saying that a behema bailas mum, you can't be makriv it. So since you can't be makriv bailas mum, so if somebody's makriv a behema bailas mum to avodah zarah, it's potter, right? That's what we're saying. So Rav is claiming what kind of mum? Elam b'dukin shavayim. We're talking about something in the eye. Hafta l'bnei noyach chazia. If bnei noyach, it's right because bnei noyach don't care about a mum in the eye. The gavaya bekama hafta l'bnei noyach chazia l'gavaya b'bama didhu. It works for on their high bamas, meaning they don't care. Otherwise, kavah mi bay. Right. So then for avodah zarah, there's no question. So I mean, it works for avodah zarah. I mean, it doesn't work for Yidden, but it works for Goyim. Ella, so that can't be because l'chara then you should be chayiv. Right? Ella m'chutzar aver must be talking where it's mamash missing an aver. How do we know that it's something that's missing an aver? It's also to b'nei noyach to be makriv. Which again, we had this whole issue, like, what are we handling? What b'nei noyach? It's also to b'nei noyach. Who cares? It's avodah zarah of b'nei noyach. What are we getting involved in? What their dinim of their avodah zarah are? Right? Okay, so minayin l'chutz eveshu also l'neach shenemer mikol achai mikol v'osu shnai mikol. Any from a kol chai mikol v'osu shnai mikol. Amra Torah, the Torah says have behema, bring a behema shechayin rashay evarim shelah that the rashay evarim are alive. Whatever it is. So then, so it must be talking about where it's a mechusar even. Fine, and that would be since that's no good, not for goyim and not for yidden. So memela is not a problem. They're going to ask. I mean, not a problem. It's not. It's a problem. You're just not chayiv. You know, it's a high mikol achai miboyle muta treifa. But didn't we say that mikol achai? And this is talking about by that noyach bringing it to the table. Right? It says mikol achai. You needed to say that you shouldn't bring in a treifa. Noach shouldn't have bring a treifa into the teva. So that's milachaya zera nafka. That's some learning that it has to be able to have children. But the honey for l'madam a treifa and a that's good. And for the madam it says treifa doesn't give birth. L'madam a treifa liyedes. For the one that says shevi is my ikulamera. What are you going to say? Omakra itcha. It says you itcha b'daim you similar to you. Right. The Duma Noach to fei treifa ava. Maybe Noach was a treifa. And Memela, if Noach was treifa, and we're saying that you bring in animals that are similar to you, so you bring in a treifa to the mizbeach. Tamim it says no, it has to be complete. Duma tamim b'dracha. Maybe tamim means b'dracha in its ways. Tzadik because it's tzadik. Duma tamim b'dracha but tzadik b'maisim. Maybe tamim means in his ways, and tzadik means in his maisim. But other than that, he was a Balmum. You can't say that Noach was a treifa. You think that Noach was a treifa? You think the Torah is telling Noach only bring treif animals into the teva and don't bring kosher, don't bring anything that's not treif? It doesn't make sense to say that. Then what says Hasha nafkami itcha? So now we have two psukim that tell you that that you need, what do you call it? Animals, complete animals. Dasha nakam yitchel l'chaya zera lameli. Now that we learn from the word itchel, what's l'chaya zera for? Imi itchel. So if you learn from itchel, hava mina l'tzavsa ba'alma. It's just for what do you call tzavsa, companionship. Maybe the reason why Hashem wanted Noach to bring animals into the table, that she have, dogs. What do you say? The dog's a man's best friend. So I guess animals are also Noach's best friend. Bafilu zaken, bafilu.
We call it a service animal today. You come in the plane, it's a service
very good.
animal.
A service animal, right? So he just needed company. Bafilu zaken, bafilu saris. Bring even an old animal on there, and even a saris, even an animal that's sterile. Kamashal l'chaya zera. So that's a l'chaya zera is coming to tell you both things, right? Yeah. Okay, we're up to the two dots, and we have the guest. We have the featured guest of the Daf Yomi. But you got to put in the thing.
His hat's back on.
Hat's back on.
Yeah, for two ba'av, he's wearing a nice Geschmacka bucket hat. Come on.
Can't hear you. Muted.
One second,
David,
David, we get it. You can see him on Sunday. We can say hello, David. You know what I mean?
Hello. Now I recognize him correct with the hat.
Yes, so now we got the hat. He's yeshivish today. He's yeshivish.
With the hat.
Baron is stepping Nakas with that yeshivish hat. That's
All
good.
Yeah. You hear him?
No, I can't hear him.
You can't hear him?
No.
Well, I'm muted.
Aaron, I
I'm
didn't know
muted.
they had a hefker
Go ahead.
camp
Go ahead.
also.
How you doing? Have a good job. It's okay. See you Sunday.
Yeah, you too.
Okay. Nice voice.
Yes, sir.
Nice voice.
Do you think? Does it sound like he slept around 3 hours
last night?
1 second. Love you. See, everybody happy now?
Yes,
There you
David.
go.
You made us happy. You really did.
Right. Naftali sending that to your mother.
And I let him put in my earpod too. I don't let anybody put in my ear their earpods. He didn't say. Did you hear him say?
I
David,
saw
he
the
didn't
AirPod in
see 3
his ear. I
hours.
said, it can't be yours.
I mean, 6 weeks into camp, I wouldn't let him put that in my ear.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put. Yeah, you see, but I wouldn't put in my own ear either. So I think the whole thing was bottle. He didn't say. You heard him say he didn't sleep 3 hours last night. He slept 1 hour last night.
I slept 3, 1. It's all good. It's all good.
Yago, Zevi Bald came and dropped off Simcha's suit today in camp. He said Simcha was walking like a zombie.
Yeah, these guys are mamish.
He said he was talking to Simcha. Simcha had no idea that he was talking to him. He was on this Raminim on the move for 3 days. They slept a total of like 3 hours on 3 days, and then they brought him back to camp at 4 o'clock in the morning. So Zevi went today to drop him off or something, whatever. He said Simcha was in a daze. I've never seen him like this before.
Good. That's the way it's
Let me tell
supposed to be.
Right?
Yeah. I told him, I said, I'm supposed to give him shir on Shabbos. I'm just going to mouth the words because nobody's going to be listening anyways. And I'm not preparing. I'm just going to go like, sort of like it looks like with the Zoom here on Friday afternoon.
Right.
Okay. Okay, weiter. 4 lines up in the bottom. So, Amar Rebbe Lazar, Minayin l'shaycha behemoth l'markulas shu chayiv. How do you know if you shech the behemoth to markulas chayiv? Now, markulas, as we know, that's the Avodah Zarah of the week. Right, markulis is a pile of stones, and the way you arrive at it is you throw rocks at it. Okay, let's say a guy decides to be a zafruma, he's going to shecht an animal to the markulis. It says they're not going to shecht anymore their karbanas l'seirim. Right, so if it's not talking about kedarka, right, that already we know from Pashut that if you shecht an animal to a Avodah Zarah, and that's the way you're over the Avodah Zarah, so that's Pashut Yosef. So it can't be talking about that. How do these nations be over the Elohim? Taneu Inyan, give the Inyan l'shloike kedarka. So if it's not the derech, meaning you're shefting an animal to Avodah Zarah, that you throw stones at it. So the Gemara says, but we need that pasuk for something else. Now it says Adkan, who medaber. Until now, we're talking about shchutei chutz, that you're not allowed to shecht any korbanos outside of the Beis Hamikdash, and then also before the Beis Hamikdash, before the Mishkan, you had bamas, right? That people were able to make. They had these bamas set up that you like a temporary mizbeach, right? That's some about kachim that they were makdish during Isra Abamas, the kriven b'shas Isra Abamas, and a makarim in the Isra Abamas. Sharei Einshin, remember, because the Einish, it says in the pasuk, "Shenever well Pesach Oil Moed Le'Yavir," and the Pesach of the Oil Moed, don't bring it. Einish Shamanu. We heard about the Einish, that's Haraminayim, but how do you know that you would right? Every lav in the Torah needs a punishment and a warning. Amalaymer Pentala Oil Secha, that your oil should go up. When it says the Rav Avin, Amar of Ela, the Amar of Avin, Amar of Ela, Hishomer Pen Va'al. Anytime it says any of those three that you should watch, or pen is don't, or how do they call pen? Lest, right? Lest, and al means don't. Einan Ella, Beloisa says it means the Loisa says. So you see that's the makar for not shechting karbanos, that you're not allowed to shecht the carbon outside the Beis Hamikdash. Ikan ve'elech. But from that pasuk and on, really we should go through all the psukim to get this clear. But this is not so simple to understand without mamash going through the psukim. From there it's talking about the kachim that they will makdish it b'shas heter abamas. They're kriven b'shas isra abamas, and they makdish it during when bamas became aser. Right, meaning a guy was makdish it before when bamas was still mutter, and then he was makdish it when bamas were aser. Shenemar. The means that karbanos that they were matter already. Al pnei hasada, the lamet shekola zavech the bama b'shas iser abamas ma'ilo levakosa kilu zavech al pnei hasada v'viyum lashem. Zu mitzvah saseh and mitzvah lo saseh. Minayin, right? So how do you know the mitzvah lo saseh? Meaning, sorry, I did a run-on sentence there. Which means outside the Beis Hamikdash. Reviyam Lashem, and you have to bring them to Hashem, meaning you have to bring the karbonos to Hashem, do mitzvah saseh. That's referring to mitzvah saseh. Or mitzvah loy saseh, with the mitzvah loy saseh, how do you know the mitzvah loy saseh? Tamalaro, use with who idols is saying. And they're no longer going to make their karbonos. Yachol yeh onish karas. So you would think you're going to get a fee of karas if you shecht an animal outside the Beis Hamikdash. It should be a chayk forever. Zayis lahem. This is going to be for them, but no other punishment would be for them. Meaning, whatever these punishments are, it's fine, but no chorus. Right? So Gemara answers. So now, what's the kasha? Right? So you see that the pasuk. We thought this pasuk is coming to tell us that if you shecht an animal to markulis, you're going to be chayiv. Comes the pasuk to tell us that this. So we thought that's this pasuk teaching us that you're asa, and now we say no. You need that pasuk to tell you that you're not allowed to bring karbanos outside of bamas, right? So Amarava Kari Bay V'lo Yizbachu. It's because we read in the pasuk says V'lo Yizbachu and they shouldn't shecht. So Kari Bay V'lo Oid, and you read it V'lo Oid. Right? So therefore we can learn out from V'lo Yizbachu and V'lo Oid. Okay, so that's how we the Bible said. Bottom line is you shecht any animal and doesn't love dafka shchita. It's any form of avoid in the Beis Hamikdash that you do to any type of avoid Zarah, meaning let's say pa'ar. So pa'ar, you go to the bathroom. We'll do this more in tomorrow's stuff. Right? So if you go to the bathroom in front of pa'ar, that's the avodah. If you shecht an animal to pa'ar, it's also going to be automatic usher, even though that's not its avodah. Same thing if you would sprinkle blood onto pa'ar, it would also be.
One of the four.
Right? So that's one of the four avodas, yes. Okay. Zakti Mishnah. Matzah b'reisha, so this was quoted on Amar Aleph. Matzah b'reisha mois ksus kelim. If you find at the heads, mois ksus kelim, areilu mutarim, they're all mutar. Parchile Anovim, but if he found, meaning because that's not covered. Nobody's putting a money or clothing or kalim on top of an avodah zarah. Although I wasn't sure. Like nowadays, don't they put the coins into the what do you call those? Well, they call in malls they have it. People throw money into the
wishing well.
The wishing well. Yeah, so is a wishing well, is that avodah zarah? I mean, why wouldn't throwing money at an avodah zarah be a bakabadik thing?
I don't know.
Zadie Kaplan used to say that's a rice gavar from the geld.
No, not if you go get the money from it. You gotta be on the receiving end there.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, people think it's covered to do that to. Well, I mean, figure it.
I don't think they're serving avodah zarah, are they? Are they serving something?
The first tiny of Tziyaka by
I don't know. Yeah.
By the Rashbi, they would burn things for the Rashbi. That was the Taina. They were over Baltashkis, the guy 100 years ago when they went to the Rashbi. Yeah.
Didn't they put
this is not really
on
our
the avodah zarahs?
Oh, very good. So that's the question.
What
I don't think this is a shaila of hakrova. Jewelry. That they put jewelry on the avodah zarah. Right? So the question here is not al tekroivus. Here the question is it are they beautifying the avodah zarah?
Well, Rabbi Stein, I hate to say it, I just Googled it and it talks about how a wishing well does have its roots in pagan belief. I didn't keep going.
I'm sure they probably say that about eating hot dogs. I'm sure they say that about eating hot dogs.
Exactly.
Yeah. Not something to call
I don't even want to go to. I don't even want to go down the road of how many things, like Rabban was just saying with Rishon Bar Yochai, right? Anyway, so this is a shaila of making it beautifying it, right? So the question is, do they beautify by putting money, clothing, or kalim on it? So the Gemara Mishnah is saying harei mutarim. Harchili anavim, clusters of grapes, the itre shashibalim, a grain, yena shmanim with wine, oil, and silas. V'chol davar shepiyotzi b'karav agam ezveh. Anything that's similar to that, that's awesome, right? Why? Because we're thinking that meaning we have no idea what's going on. The same thing where I hate going back to the Shetels. What's the biggest fight about the Shetels? Nobody has any idea what these Indians are doing. It doesn't seem like the Indians themselves have any idea what they're doing, right? Nobody can get the story straight with what they're doing. So it seems like from here too, we have no idea. Why did they put grapes or grain on top of the avodah zarah? Were they doing it for noi? Were they doing it for tekroivus? We have no idea. So that the Gemara is assuming that clothing and money and kalim are not to make it beautiful, but grapes and shibolim, yayin, shmanim, that's not out beautifying. That's out l'chayra a korban, right? So that's what they're going to say.
And you would be chayv misa for this, or it's just a lav?
Almost there. Justice.
Well, the Gemara is not really handling that. The Gemara is just trying to figure out if it's also for us to use it, right? I mean, what would be if a yid did this? Probably wouldn't it depend on what his kavanah is?
Yeah, would it be chayv misa or it's just a loisase? Like, is this considered avodah?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
It wouldn't be dependent on each avodah zarah?
Yeah, I guess.
I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, so Gemara says, "Menani Amar Rabbi Bar Yosef, Amar Rabbi Yosef, Kosav Echarev Rakiru Shikusem Veskulayim Eitz Ve'Evan Kesef Zav Asheri Mahem." Right, and you saw all their disgusting things, and their avodah zarahs, wood, stone, silver, gold. That's with them. Because of Echarev Loisachmod Kesef Zav Aleim. Says you should that Loisachmod Kesef Zav Aleim. Okay, so what are we talking about? Imam Dumi Da'Aleim. Imam is similar to Aleim. Ma Aleim Davar Shalnoi Aser Sheino Shalnoi Mutter. But when it's on them, if it's there to beautify the avodah zarah, then it's aser. She'ena Shalnoi Mutter. If it's not noi, it's mutter. Ach Imam So to imam, davar shalnoi aser, something that's beautiful is aser. V'she'ena shalnoi, if it's not shalnoi, then it's mutter. That's a l'chara. It's all tali in whether it's nice. And the Gemara says, well, why maybe say the opposite? The yeshiva guy's favorite kasha, efshe paket, right? Ve'ema aleim dumi de imam. Why are you saying that imam goes on aleim? Maybe aleim goes on imam, right? My imam, when he's doing it with them, call mashi imam, it means anything that's with them, meaning it doesn't have, if you're over it, if they use it as Avodah Zarah, it makes no difference if it makes it look beautiful or not. Af aleim, kol sha'aleim, means anything that they put on them, regardless of whether it looks nice or not. Meaning, how do you know which way to compare? You're going with aleim to imam or imam to aleim. So the Gemara says, Im kain lo yomer aleim. Then don't say on them, right? We would say, I mean, aleim has to come tell you something. I mean, it has to be on top of them. Well, maybe it means something next to them. So the Gemara asks, Mois davar shel noihu, but Mois is a davar shel noi. I mean, Rabbi Yani bekis kosher betali loy b'tzavarei. Right, money. I mean, I think we could all agree money's a nice thing, right? So money should be something nice. So Rabbi Yani says, bekis kosher betali is where it's not talking about money. It's money. I mean, it is money, but it's money inside a wallet, hanging from its neck. And when we ask ksus davar shel noihu, well, ksus is a davar shel noi. I mean, the Rav Yani ksus mikufeles and benechas le'aroisha. We're talking about a ksus that's folded and put on its head. Right? Because clothing is a beauty thing. So again, it wasn't done in a nice way. See, so now you get into another complicated thing. Now it's the way it's placed. It's not just totally in the actual item. So it says kli davar shel noi. Kli is also something of noi. Rapapa the schifale mashchilta aresha. It's talking about where it was a mashchilta on aresha. They turned over a washing, like I would think like a negovasser basin, and they put that on top of its head. So how nice can that possibly look? What? Like a Chinese, yeah, like that. Yeah, fine. So that would be so now what comes out in a chanami? Maybe Jesse, that's what you're saying, right? Maybe throwing money into a wishing pool like that would be a kavadik way of putting money, no? And then it would be also. You wouldn't be on capital. You wouldn't be able to take that money. What should I tell you? If you hold, right? If you hold it, that's a kavadik way of doing it. Then yeah. It's 6:17. Okay, let's try and get to the next two dots because tomorrow's daf also very long.
Yeah, leave the bills and take the change.
I mean, that already talking about swapping it out. All right. Fine. So here, this could also have a lot of practical application. This Mishnah. You have a Avodah Zarah that has a garden or a merchatz, right? And you're allowed to be as long as you're not giving it, you're not paying for it. You can be nana from it. They ain't nana man be toiva, but you're not allowed to be nana from with toiva. We'll see in the Gemara what that means. Let's say it's a shutfis.
Is it me?
What are you saying?
Did I miss 5 lines here somewhere?
You skipped the whole curtain. I'm a
I skipped the Gemara. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's how we get to the two dots.
I'm trying to get it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Gershon, your mama's ruined everything, Gershon. You get ferlach.
That's right. We're trying to do the express. We're doing the express, and yeah. Okay.
Gershon, we're doing the Shayashim Yamin Araya Mahalach. We're doing the bold words only, and you had to ruin it.
You know, Gershon, if I was going to skip a Gemara, it would have been the top of the Amid with bummers and all that. That would have. Yeah. Okay. So let's say I'm sorry. Well, 5 lines before the Mishnah. So Amar Rav Asi Bachia. Kolshu lefnimin akalkalan. Anything that's inside the curtains, meaning I don't know exactly why they do this. They put the Avodah Zarah, they hide the Avodah Zarah. So you would think that they're hiding it because they're embarrassed from it. No, they're hiding it for al chashivas.
Yeah, so
I don't know. Is that
chas v'shalom to compare it to us? That's what we do.
I didn't want to say it.
But
I
so
didn't want to say,
said,
but that's what I was
I
thinking.
knew. So this way, I gave you cover. It's okay. It's okay.
Literally, no pun intended.
Right. Exactly.
So, meaning, is that where we come from? That we put the Aron Kodesh behind the Paraiches?
We cover the Sefer Torah whenever we could. We cover the Sefer Torah. You don't leave it without a decking on. You know.
Right. So there, I understand that it's a bittul. Don't leave it open. But I never understood, Taka. Why do we have a Paraiches? And we take off the Paraiches Tisha B'Av.
It shows covered. Not just a stom covering. It's a little more of a covered covering.
No, I'm saying, but that it should be hidden. It should be hidden behind.
I don't know if it's really hidden if you know it's there.
That's one of the things of tznius. You know, you give drushes on tznius. That's one of the things of tznius. So
right.
We do it with a mace when we're collecting a mace.
One covers.
We cover the mace with the sheath, and then there's a more bakavidik parochas that goes over the mace.
And you're right, Taka. By a kfura, by Levi, you cover the Aron with right. Yeah, here. Okay, so anyway, so the Gemara is saying the kosher v'nimim kalkalin. Yeah, anything that they hide it behind the curtains, afilu mayim melech. It's even water and salt. Also, it's also. What's the kalkalin? In where? Who? In this camp? Yeah. You know his name? Yeah. Oh, Ezimol, I know. Okay, Sean, leave it here. Everybody knows him. Yeah. Okay. You got to prove it? I don't know. Leave it here. We'll put it in. Yeah.
Well, he's the boy they forgot in Miami. No.
Yeah, we'll find out if we got it. Okay, I'm sorry. So anything kosher l'fnimin al kalkalan afilu mayim melech, even water and salt, it's awesome. Puts the kalkalan, but if it's outside the kalkalan, davar shel noi aser. If it's a davar shel noi is aser. She'ein shel noi mutter. If it's not shel noi, then it's mutter. Right. So now it's again dependent on how chashuv this avodah zarah is. There's no curtains, not to pa'ar and not to makulis. The Gemara says, what does that mean? Lamai. That if you say that something found inside the curtain is the same as finding something outside the curtain, v'shari, and it's musar, hashka pa'urim v'faran kamei, if they're going to go to a bathroom in front of it, mayim melech lemer kavinally, they're not going to be makar of water and salt to it. Of course they will. Ella afilu chutz k'pnim tami, we say that outside is the same as inside, the aser, and it's aser. So by pa'ara markulis, since they're such low class avodah zarah, so therefore it's we're gonna look at it like anything is going to be considered chashuv to it. Okay, now the mission. Avodah kam shayel lagino merchatz. So if you have avodah zarah that has a garden or a merchatz, it's owned by avodah zarah. So nenem en shalei b'tayva. You're nana from it shalei b'tayva, ve'ein nenem en b'tayva, and you're not nenem it with tayva. Hayashalav v'shalacherim. But if it has a partnership, it's owned by the that you're allowed, meaning it's a partnership. The avodah zarah owns it together with somebody else. So then you can benefit from with a joint venture. There you go. Yeah, between. So then you're allowed to obviously the bains is the issue whether you should discard it or not. The nenem b'toiva v'shaloi b'toiva. Then you're allowed to use it. We'll see in the Gemara about that. This we had a few times. And avodah zarah that a guy makes is aser immediately. To Shel Yisrael, meaning right when he builds the getchka, right when the idol gets done, becomes aser immediately. But a Shel Yisrael, he can make the getchka, but ain't asura achet ovid. It's not aser until they actually ovid it. Here, let's just see to the two dots. B'toiva. What does it mean b'toiva? You're allowed to use the garden and the bathhouse b'toiva. What are you saying?
I'm just saying you have to find out from Avi if it's even clean. But Well, the rivers in India, once or twice a year, the whole country goes tight to the tefillah. I mean, millions and millions of people go to the Ganges and a few other famous rivers.
Salmonella Fest.
I hear.
What?
I hear. I don't know.
I said Salmonella Fest.
Oh, okay. But
Oh, that's the
millions of people
result. Yeah.
go.
I hear. Interesting. Okay, so I'm about B'Taiva. What does the Taiva mean? B'Taiva is kumrin. It means the Taiva of the priests. Right? Meaning you can't pay the priests. Shalai B'Taiva means Shalai B'Taiva is kumrin, not the Taiva is the kumrin. La Fuke, what is it coming to exclude? Taivas Ivdeh Deshari. It's coming to exclude those that are oivid it, that it's mutter. Meaning, we don't care if who's taking the money. This comes up. This comes up like when you want to do business with a church. So where's the money from the church going? If it's going to pay the workers and the janitors and the this and the that, so then or you want to use something from Avodah Zarah. If it's going to pay them and pay that, so then that's not a problem. It's only if it's going to the priests that it's an issue.
This is Parrots'
That's the
Pickles.
first shot. Parrots away. You're from yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that okay?
Right.
Why is that okay?
What? I missed this. What?
Well, because which part are you asking, Naftali?
Oh, you can answer Aaron first. Then
So what did Gershon say?
No, but he's asking what he's saying.
all right. So if it's going to the workers, the janitor, then it's easier for them the money that they raise to go to the priest. So you're helping them.
Oh, that's always the substituting money.
Right.
If you give money, just don't have to use the other money. That's all the time is. The time is giving money.
Yeah, that's what you're making the
right. But that's already. I'm not gonna. That's already once removed, twice removed.
But didn't we say that
right.
by Lifnei Ivri you have that?
No, this is Lifnei de Lifnei.
Well, this is not a Lifnei Ivri.
Whatever, I'm saying we have Lifnei. We have it that 2 steps removed is the problem. We came up with that it is a problem still. So even though this is 2 steps removed, because you're supporting the janitor and making it easier to support the priest. If Aaron's agreeing with me, wow, I'm going into Shabbos with a smile.
The problem with it is Ein L'Davar Stoy. Every time you ever pay money to any guy, eventually it might end up in the hands of a priest.
Okay, that's not an answer.
Right.
That's Ein L'Davar Stoy. It doesn't.
Okay.
As long as you're not giving it to the priest, the answer is giving it straight to the priest. That's it. Give it to someone else who might give it to a priest. We don't care about that.
Right.
I'm not saying that your answer is an answer,
talking...
but if their budget is $500,000 across the thing, and you're helping them you're giving them $20,000 for the salaries, you're making their budget less. You're going much further. I'm within their budget.
No. First of all, there's a Rabbi Yaakov in Baba Kama. It says once you give money to someone, it's his. Lending, it doesn't matter. It's his money.
Okay, but yeah. Later. Okay, let's finish it up. Yeah, so Ika the Masila Sefer. Those that learn this whole thing on the Sefer, meaning the second case in the Mishnah. If it's belonged with what do you call it, Naftali, a joint venture, then and man b'toiva v'shaloi b'toiva. You're allowed to benefit it from toiva and shaloi b'toiva. Amar Abayas. Abayas said, "B'toiva acherim." The toiva means toivas acherim. Shaloi b'toiva means shaloi b'toivas kumrim. Right, meaning it's a little bit more complicated. It's saying you're allowed to benefit from it, whether it's toiva or not toiva. So Abayas saying toiva means toivas acherim. Meaning even if you're going to give it to the toiva for others, and shaloi b'toiva means shaloi b'toivas kumrim. Meaning what it means is that it's that the money cannot go to the priest. It cannot go to the priest, even when it's a partnership. Manda masniya seifa koshken reisha. When the one who says it on the seifa, for sure on the reisha, meaning if the money is not allowed to go to the priest when it's a partnership, then avada when it's strictly owned by Avodah Zarah, then of course you can. Manda masniya reisha. And the one that learned it on the Reisha, Avala Seifa, but on the Seifa, Kimiti Ika Cherem Bahadah, since there's other people with it, Afilu B'Toivas Kumrin Nami Shaper Dami, then even with the Toivas of the Kumrin, that's okay. Right? Meaning, The mandam that says that if it goes to the priests, you're not allowed to use it. That's when it's solely owned by Avodah Zarah. But if it's in a partnership, so then what's the problem? Right? It's still okay. Okay, we will stop over there. Tomorrow's stuff not so easy either. All the technical Avodah Zarah stuff. Okay, let's kill him.